With a yip and a yip, we have an announcement that came out from Nintendo, of all things, about a new film that's coming out. Can you guess what it is?
Listen.
Now, they're going to be bringing the Triforce, Zelda, and Link, some variation of some kind of story, including those characters. I'm assuming Ganondorf is going to have to be in it. Well, obviously, it's going to have to be in it. You would think it would harken back to something like the Super Mario Brothers movie, but no, it's going to be live action. So we actually don't know exactly where we're going with it yet, but it also has a release date. So maybe they know what they're doing. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. So let's just go straight to the article so we can pick it apart. Nintendo has confirmed that Legend of Zelda live action movie 2027, March 26th of 2027. Also has the release date through the Nintendo Today app. Now, they didn't do it on the Nintendo Direct thing that just came out like a couple days ago, where they talked about the new Switch 2 and all the games that were going to push out for it. But no, they did it on a specifically on the Nintendo Today app. And it's finally official. The release date marks a major milestone for a project that's been shrouded in mystery since initial tease in November of 2023. And especially, like I said before, Nintendo IPs that were testing the waters with Super Mario Brothers movie, seeing how it did. Well, after that did over $1 billion, everyone's all, I mean, I would say everyone because I would be one of those people included. All right, we're going to see Metroid. All right, we're going to see The Legend of Zelda. It has to be coming. Well, now it is. But here's the first little like trip, possibly a speed bump. Mario is a massive success under Universal and Illumination, blending crowd pleasing visuals, nostalgia, and a non threatening script in the box office. Gold. I love gold. But here's the twist, it won't be fully animated, it'll be half and half. And it's also being distributed by Sony. All right. Now they do put out like these little instances of Morbius and Madam Web. I mean, Sony's also has had some good stuff in the past, but that definitely makes the trust the trust barometer goes way down whenever you see it going like that. However, I know the reason why they're using Sony, or I can surmise a reason why they'd be using Sony because it's another Japanese company. They want to keep it away from American hands. So this actually could be a semi decent thing. Now, the director who is already attached to it, Wes Ball, and he did Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Those movies look fantastic. You know, not only with the CGI seamlessly involved with live action people. He's proven he can handle sweeping fantasy and motion capture creatures, but this will be a whole different beast. The key challenge, Link himself. And here's another place where there might be a little speed bump, but it's a speed bump for me in this article because for decades, Link has been a blank slate, a silent protagonist meant to be an avatar of the player's journey. You didn't watch the early 90s TV show, Link Talked. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but I grew up watching that. Plus the Super Mario Brothers one where they had like the old wrestlers, or actually one the guy who played Mario was used to be a wrestler, and it would start out in live action, and then they would go into their animated, basically episode. Now, The Legend of Zelda back then didn't do that. To my knowledge, it was all animated, but Link talked quite a bit. But I can understand for people who didn't watch that, maybe it was a niche little thing. Maybe a lot of people, actually, I know a lot of people that play these games to this day aren't even old enough to remember that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's digress on that. He doesn't even really have a personality beyond courage and mild confusion. Well, you could make that work, you know. Just give him a voice. We do know what he looks like. So here we go right now. Casting. Casting is going to be one of the biggest things for this role. And all right, let me just stop interjecting and go on to what they're saying because they say that that's deliberate, is that he is the blank slate because you are meant to basically take on his persona while you're playing the game. It's part of the series' signature charm. Yes, well, there's a lot of games like that. But when you have the story right there, okay, we know he's in love with Zelda. We know that he's trying to get to her. We know some of his innate aspects and character traits of who he is. So that should be a pretty easy adaptation. You just have to give him a voice. Just make him look the part and make him act, make his actions mimic Link. Should be kind of easy, but fans are nervous because what we've seen through Hollywood nowadays is that obviously they're not going to race swap them. This is still being held by Nintendo and Sony. They're both Japanese organizations. They are not going to race swap them. But how far are they going to go? How faithful will it be? And like I said earlier, which story are they going to try to tell? Oh, and I didn't even scroll down because they do talk about the animated series. That was late 80s. Well, I only saw it in the 90s. And I just have to put this little part in here because I didn't realize that it was still going to be in the article. I just went off on my own experience. But anyway, this is kind of where we are right now. All we have right now is the release date. We know it's going to be a live action in the same way that Lion King and Mufasa were live action remakes. It's going to be a mixture of both CGI with real people and real settings. But to what extent, we don't know. Will they make it good? I feel like they'll at least be a little bit faithful. They're going to have to be. This is one of the biggest franchises of all time. It's definitely up there as far, especially with Nintendo franchises. It's going to have to be faithful to some extent because hellfire will rain down if they screw this up. And the casting of Link is absolutely pivotal on all of it. That's where we're going to have to end it right now because if I could talk about it more, I would, but I need something to back up my evidence and the things that come out of my mouth. Speaking of that mouth, this is Malty from Mouth of Malty, and I didn't flub over it this time. Great to see y'all. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you like what you see here, feel free to subscribe. I did not leave a break for the subscribe break, so the glass is going to break at some point on your screen. Y'all have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.